Hi guys, welcome to this channel. In this video, we will discuss how to implement searchable dropdown and multi-select dropdown in ASP.NET MVC using Chosen plugin. Okay, first we will create normal dropdown and multi-select dropdown. Then we will convert normal dropdown into searchable dropdown and multi-select dropdown into Chosen multi-select dropdown. Okay, for that first we have to create new project. So click here new project link, or else you can go to file menu, then click on create new project. Okay, in this panel click web under Visual C Sharp, then click on ASP.NET web application, then name your application here, chosen drop down. Then select the location where you want to save this file if you want to change the location. Okay, then click on OK. Yeah, select a template, MVC template, then keep other options as it is and click on OK. Here we have successfully created our application Chosen dropdown. Okay, now we need to add Chosen plugin into this application. Okay, go to this browser. Here, select Chosen plugin. Here, click on this first link, harvesthq.github.io/chosen. In this link, click on downloads. Here we have to download the latest version. You can download this by clicking this zip file. Okay, I already downloaded the zip file here, so extract here. Okay, here we have the extract file. In this file we have a JS file and a CSS and PNG file, so we can add these three files into this application. Okay, here go to content folder. Inside this content folder I want to create one more folder, so right click on this content folder, then add new folder, name this folder as chosen. Okay, enter. Here right click, add existing item. Here go to desktop, click on open the chosen folder. Inside this open this CSS and chosen sprite png file, click on add. Okay, in script folder we can add script file, so right click, existing item. Here we can add chosen jQuery .min.file. Okay, add this. We have added CSS and script file. Okay, now we need to add this file reference into layout HTML file. So expand this view folder, expand this shared folder. Inside this open this layout.cs HTML file. Okay, here in the head tag we can add the CSS file. So open the content folder, inside drag this okay, drag here, sorry, okay, here. Then we need to add script file here. Okay, open script folder. Inside this we have chosen jQuery.min file. Okay, open this and drag it here. Okay, now save this file. Now let's create a database for this application. We can create by two methods. Open SQL Server Management Studio. In this right click on databases, then you can add new database. But in Visual Studio also we can create database. Here we have Server Explorer panel. So right click on databases to create new database. Click on this create new SQL Server database. Okay, here server name, we have to provide the local instance connection name. For me it's dot, that means local connection. Here our database name will be Chosen DropDown DB. Click on OK. See here, under this data connections, we have successfully created Chosen DropDown DB. Expand this. Now we have to add table inside this tables folder. So right click on tables folder, then click on add new table. See here, in this table by default we have ID column. It's of the data type integer, and this is the primary key for this table. Okay, now I want to change this ID column as customer ID. Okay, then second column name, it's of the type varchar 50. Okay, now rename this table as customer. Okay, now I want to add one more table. Before that, I want to make this customer ID column as identity column. So right click on customer ID, then click on properties. Here we have the properties for customer ID column. Look for identity specification. So expand this. Inside this is identity. By default it's false. Set this to true. Okay. So it will increment by 1 and start with 1. Okay. Already I told you in our previous video, this increment operation will take care of this SQL server itself. Okay. Now I need one more table, so right click on tables folder, add new table. So keep ID column as it is, second column, second selected customer ID, it's of the data type varchar 50. Okay, I want to make this ID column as identity column, so set this identity to true. Okay, this table name selected customer. Okay, now we can update this database by clicking this update here. It's preparing update script. Okay, now see our user actions create. Here we added two table, customer and selected customer table. Then click on update database. Okay, now expand this tables folder. Here we have newly created two tables, customer and selected customer. In customer table, we will store the customer ID and the name. Uh, Using this customer table, we will list all the customers from this customer table into drop-down list. In the drop-down list, we can select the customer and we can save the customer ID into this selected customer table. Okay, now close all the things, all the files. Okay, now inside this models folder, I want to add ADO.NET entity model. So right click on models folder, add new item. Here select web under Visual C# in this left panel. Then click on ADO.NET entity data model. Then name our model DB model. Then click on this add button here. Now select EF designer from database. Click on next. Here our database entity is selected. Okay, now I want to edit this class name because after creating an entity model, there will be a class with this name. Okay, we will be using an object of this class to interact with the database. So I edited this class name. Then if you are using a username and password for SQL Server connection, you can use the second option. Otherwise, select the first option, then click on next. Here we have to choose our database objects. What are the tables that we um, want to make a entity model tables. Okay, expand the tables. You can see here we have two tables, customer and selected customer tables. Okay, then click on finish. This is how the entity table model looks like. Okay, this is the diagrammatic representation of entity table model. Okay, now let go to models folder. Inside this models folder we have a model db model. Inside this db model we have auto generated customer and selected customer table class. Okay, inside this selected customer it has the properties which is respective to this table columns, selected customer table columns. Okay, open this customer class. It contains the properties which is respective to this customer table columns. Okay, now inside this selected customer class I want to add one more property. So it's, you can use the shortcut prop and press tab. Okay, here it's of the type. Here I will use a enumerable collection of customer class. Your property name will be get customer list. Okay, save this. Here you can see the one more class dbmodel.context.cs. Okay, in this file we have the class name which db models. Okay, we will be using an object of this model to interact with this database. Okay, now we are going to create controllers. So to create controllers, right click on controllers folder, then click on add controller. Okay, here select MVC 5 controller empty, then click on add. Our controller name will be customer, then click on this add. This controller will create it using scaffolding mechanism. Okay, see here in this customer controller we have default index action method which is of the type get method. Okay, I am going to change this action method name to add or edit. Okay, I need one more action method same like this. Okay, this is of the type http post. First one is get method, second one is post method. Okay, using these two action method, we can insert and update the record in these tables. Okay, first we'll create normal dropdown using this first action method. Okay, for that, yeah. In this selected customer class already we have created get customer list property. Using this property we can create drop down in MVC application. Okay, now yeah, I will use not mapped attribute because this property is not exist in this selected customer table. For not mapped we have to add namespace component model dot data annotations dot schema. Okay, we have added that namespace. Okay, now back to customer controller. Here in this action method we have to add view for this action method. Okay, right click add view. Here keep view name template as it is. Here we will use a layout page, then click on add. Here we are creating the view using scaffolding mechanism. Here first we'll declare model here. Inside the selected customer we can copy this namespace and we will add it here, then select the class selected customer. Okay, next in this h2 text I want to change searchable and multi-select drop down in MVC. Next, we will use using statement as a resource HTML.begin form. Okay. Normally, in this function, we have to pass the post URL, but in this case, this first action method is going to post this action method. Okay. See here, both the two action methods as the same name, add or edit. Okay, by default, this form will be posted into this action method. Okay, so that here we don't pass any post URL here. Okay, inside this, I want to create div element with class form horizontal. Okay, inside this div, um, first I will use HTML dot hidden for class here model such that model dot id. First here we have used hidden field for id column in this selected customer class. Okay, after that we need one more div with class form group. Okay, inside this div, first we will use label. Label text will be select customer. Then here we will implement drop down list using drop down list for helper class. Inside first we have to specify the model name here. Select customer IDs, comma. Then we have to pass the new select list using this select list element. Okay, inside model dot get customer list. Yeah, we have to pass the text and the value for this drop down. Okay, see here in select customer, go to customer class. Here we have the customer ID and the name. In the drop down we will display the name, but the drop down value will be this customer ID. Okay, for that first drop down value will be customer ID. Next text will be name. After this we set ID for this drop down. Inside this id equal, so here first we are implementing normal drop down, so I give id as normal drop down. Okay, in this form I have drop down. After that I need submit button. For that I will use input type will be submit and then value will be submit. Okay, save this. What we have done here, first in this form first we used hidden for id property id column. Okay, next we have label. In that label text select customer. uh, After that we have implemented normal drop down using drop down list for helper class. Here we mentioned the drop down model name as selected customer IDs. Then here uh, we listed customer list from customer table using this select list. Okay, yeah, the drop down value will be customer ID and the norm drop down text will be the name. After that we set ID for this drop down as normal drop down. Finally we added submit button here. Okay, now we have to populate the list of customers in controller using this action method. Okay, for that I use this name class. First we will create object of this class here. Add namespace here, so click on this namespace, chosen dropdown dot models. Okay, then I will use using statement as a resource db models. Already I told you we will create an object of this db model to interact with database. So here object name is db. Okay, inside this we will list all the customers from customer table using this property get customer list equal db db.customers class.toList. Okay, finally we have returned this object to our view. Okay, now go to app start folder. Here route config, open this route config. Inside this see here we have controller name as home and the action as index. Okay, instead of this we have to change the controller and the action, because here we are using customer controller, and inside the customer controller we are using add or edit action. Okay, copy this. In the route config, change the action as add or edit and the controller name will be customer. Okay, now save this. Okay, now we can run the application by click the start button here. By default here Google Chrome is selected. You can run the application whatever the browser you have. Okay, yeah, I'm going to run this application without debug mode by using the shortcut Control plus F5. It's run the application more faster than this debug method. Here is one error. Okay, let's check. So yeah, for the first action method, we have to pass the parameter int id equal to 0. In the post method, we will pass the object of this selected customer class object. Okay, we will do that later. Okay, now again run the application by pressing Ctrl plus F5. Here, navigate to customer, add or edit. Let's press enter. See here, in this drop down we don't have any record, because in this table we don't have any record. So right click on customer table, click on show table data. So currently we don't have any record, so now we will enter manually. For this we don't need to pass this customer id, because it's an identity column, so it will increment by 1 for every new record insertion. So yeah, first column name will be Javed, David and Omid, Fazil, Imran, Ranjit. So here totally we have 6 records. Okay, save this. Now again run this application without debug mode. Okay, see here we have the list of customers in this drop down. See here in this view, this is the customer is the controller name, add or edit is the action method. Here we have the H2 header title, searchable and multi-select drop down in MVC. Then we have the label text, your select customer. In this drop down we are listing all the customers from this customers table, ordering by customer ID. After that we have submit button. Okay, uh, this is the normal drop down. Now we can customize this drop down using Chosen plugin. For that, let's add some script in this file. Yeah. So before that, we have to check the layout file. So go to views. Here, expand this shadow. Inside this, open this layout.cs HTML file. For scripts, we are using scripts in this name. Okay, go to add or edit. Here I will use section script. Okay, inside this I will open script tag. Inside this script tag we will use the function. Inside this function yeah, I will use like this. Here within double quote we have to pass this id of this drop down, normal drop down. Then we'll call the chosen function. Okay, that's it. Save this. Okay, now reload the page. See here You can see the difference in the drop down list. This is our previous result. Here you can see the drop down list styles. Here we have the different styles. Okay, now this is the way of create a normal drop down in MVC. Okay, now we can filter the record also here. So enter some text here. So filter keywords will be highlighted in this search result. Okay, if I entered H, so it's filtered some record. Then it filters some records. Okay, now I think chosen plugin is activated for this normal dropdown. So far we have created normal dropdown, then we have converted the normal dropdown into chosen plugin normal dropdown. Okay, sorry, chosen plugin dropdown. Okay, now we can remove the search box here also. Okay, um, for that we will use here inside this chosen disable search, set this to true. Okay, now save this and reload this. Here we don't have search box. Okay, we can use the search box based on some condition. Okay, in this dropdown totally we have 6 records. You just consider that dropdown contains more than 20, 30, 100 of records like that. Okay, if the number of item is below 5 means we don't want to display the search box in this dropdown. If not means we can show the search box in this dropdown like that. For that we will use threshold threshold. So I will set C here. I set 7, minimum 7 means, so it won't display the search box here. So reload the page again. See here, it won't display the search box. Okay, if I change it to 5, let's see what will happen. Save this. It has to display the search box here. So reload the page again. See here, we have the search box. Okay, now if I select some item here, if you click on this submit button, it will go to this um, post action method. Here we will save the selected item into this selected customer table. Okay, for that, okay, let's see how we can implement that. Here go to customer controller. Yeah, before starting, here we have to add the parameter of this selected customer class object type COS. Okay, here I will use using statement. As a resource we will pass db models, db equal to new db models. Okay, inside we will save the selected item into this table. Okay, for that COS, sorry, db dot selected customers dot add. Here we have to pass this customer, because in this browser if I select any item, that item will be binded to this class object customer. Then we will post the selected item to this add function. Okay, finally we'll call this db.savechanges function. Okay, now save this. After inserting record, we have to redirect to this action method. Okay, after inserting new record, you just consider now we have 6 records in this table. Okay, if I enter some record in this selected customer, the select inserted record will be posted to this form action method. The ID and the selected customer will display in the drop down. Like this we will implement now. Okay, for that here we will redirect to action method. Yeah, add or edit. See here it has the parameter, so here we will set the parameter new inside id equal to 0. Okay, now build a solution using the shortcut Ctrl Shift B, then reload the page. Now I'm going to select the third record and click on this submit button. Okay, I think it's inserted in our table. Let's check in our DB also. SQL Server Management Studio. Refresh. Here we have the Chosen DropDown DB. Expand the tables folder. Here, right click on selected customer. Select top 1000 rows. Okay, here we have the ID. It's auto increment by identity. Here we have the custom selected customer ID is 3. Okay. Now we have to show this selected ID back to the drop down. For that, we have to pass the URL like this: customer controller name and then action method. Then we have to pass the ID of the selected customer table. Okay, if I pass ID as 1, it has to display the third customer in this drop down. Okay, for that we'll write code here in customer controller. Let's stop the execution. Here in this get method action method, here we are passing the parameter. Now if id not equal to 0 means we will do like this. Here already we declared object of the selected customer. Using this we can select customers dot where here x such that x dot id equal double equal this parameter id. Finally we will return first or default. Okay, now save this and again run the application without debug. See here by default a first customer is selected in this drop down. Okay, if I navigate to this URL as this ID from this table, selected customer table ID is 1, we have to pass the ID. Okay, now hit enter, so it displays the third customer here. Okay, yeah, click on inspect element. Okay, in this page we have the hidden field. See here hidden field for ID column. Using this ID we can update the um, data from this table. In this table selected customer table, so we can update the selected customer IDs because we have the ID column here as in hidden field. Okay, now we will do that. For update operation we have to modify the post action method little bit. So here if customer object dot customer dot id equal to 0, we will do the insert operation. Else we will do the update operation. In else part for update operation we will use entry. Here we have to pass the customer object. Okay, then state equal entity state. We have to add namespace for this. Okay, add namespace using system.data.entity, then state will be modified. Okay, finally we'll call this db changes function after this else part both. Okay, now save this and run the application. Okay, now navigate to customer add or edit. Okay, yeah, we will do the update operation, so its customer will be Ahmed. So I want to change this to Imran, then click on this submit button. Okay, check this db, so execute this. So yeah, selected customer id is updated with customer id 5. Okay. Mm, we can update this to again first record. Okay, now execute the command. Okay, here we have inserted the second record, not executed. Okay, yeah, instead of this first record, we have the customer ID 5. For second record, we have the customer ID 1. Let's check this. So it's working fine. Okay guys, I hope you understand this normal dropdown. I tell you once again, so far what we have discussed means first we created normal dropdown using dropdown list for helper class. Then we convert that normal dropdown into chosen plugin normal dropdown. Then we used a search box based on some condition. Then we implemented insert and update operation. Okay, now next we are going to implement multi-select dropdown. Okay, first we will create normal dropdown and then we will convert it to chosen multi-select dropdown. Okay, go to this view, add or edit view. Here, comment this line. Okay, you can use the shortcut control K plus C. Okay, at HTML. Here I will use list box for helper class. Okay, it will going to implement multi-select dropdown. Here first we will pass the model dot selected customer IDs. Come on, here we will use new multi-select list to list all the customers. Inside we'll pass model dot customer get customer list. Then we have to pass the value of this drop down. It will be customer ID. Okay, then text will be name. Okay, then new, I will set the new ID. Here ID equal to multiple drop down. Then multiple equal to multiple. Next, I'm going to comment this line here. Control K C. This is a normal drop down. So here I'm going to add multi-select dropdown. For that I will use this ambush. Here we have to pass the dropdown ID. Here dropdown ID is multiple dropdown. Then we'll call this function chosen. Okay, save this and reload the page again. Here we have the error. Okay, this is the parameter expression is enumerable when multiple selection is allowed. Okay, let's uncomment this chosen plugin. First, we will implement the normal multi-select dropdown. Okay, now can run this application. See here we have the multi-select dropdown, so we can select more than one customer by pressing Control key. Okay, now this is a normal multi-select dropdown. Now we will implement the chosen multi-select dropdown. Okay, here we are displaying getting the single customer ID. So we have to uh, in select go to this select customer in models folder, selected customer. Here I want to create one more property here. Okay, public string array. Property name will be customer list in get set. Sorry, set. Okay, now in this browser, see here the drop down width is very less, so we can set the drop down width also. Okay, in add or edit, in this chosen, we can specify the width 100%. Okay, now save this and reload the page. See here the drop down width has changed 100%. Okay, now we can select a number of records. The selected item will disabled in this drop down, so we can't select again. Okay, if you want to remove the selected item, so you can click this close mark here. Okay, now we want to save this multi-selected item into the table. For that, I have already added this property customer list. Okay, here I want to change this selected customer IDs with this customer list. Okay, now let's put breakpoint here in add or edit post action method. Okay, here select one more record and click on reload the page. Here select, then click on this submit button. See here it adds the breakpoint. Check this customer class object. Here we have the selected customer IDs too. I think so. We have to add not mapped attribute for this customer list property. Okay, click on this continue. Okay, yeah, select the customer, then click on submit. It adds the breakpoint. Now check this object. Now we have 3 records in this customer list array. Okay, so now we can save this selected list using comma separator. So here, so first let's remove the breakpoint here. Customer object cus dot selected customer IDs equal string dot, we will call the join function. Here we will join using comma separator, then customer list. Okay, now run this application without debug mode. Control plus F5. Okay, error. Okay, save this. Okay, now select record 1, 3 and then 5, then click on submit. Okay, check the DB. Here execute. Now we have record for fourth ID 135. Now we can update the record also. Okay, let's check in the browser. So this ID is 4. Let's enter 4, then press enter. Here it's not displaying the three customer names here because we have to split. So go to here in get action method. Here we will do like this. um, this is for multiple customer equal db, sorry, customer dot customer list equal customer dot selected customer id dot. Here we will use the split function by using comma then to array. Here we are splitting the customer with comma character and we are converting to array. Okay, let's build the solution and run the application. Then navigate to URL add or edit and we will pass the ID 4. See here we have 3 customers. Okay, now I want to update this record. So remove the third one and click this submit. Okay, let's check this DB. Here we have the only 3 records. Okay, now again I want to update the record. So it's 4. Here we have 2 record. Now I'm going to add totally 4 customer. Click on submit. Okay, let's check this. Enter 4. Here we have 4 customers in this drop down. Okay guys, I hope this video is helpful to you. In this video we have discussed how to implement normal and multi-select drop-down using Chosen plugin, and we have we have done the insert and update operation for selected customers in this drop-down. Okay guys, see you there in next video. Thanks for watching this video. For more videos please be subscribed and share and like this video to others. They will also learn this video. Okay, thank you.